Hi, Kelly Erjavec here, and this is my Module 15 reflection. My thoughts on the gamification of education. I do have kind of mixed emotions on it. I do feel that games can be used to teach students both content and are also simply a way to entertain, but I absolutely think they can be used for content and review. I think gaming is fun. I think it gets kids excited and gets them interested. And if there is some sort of competitive level or if there's some sort of prize to be had by winning the game, I think kids focus a little harder and try a little harder to play and answer the questions correctly to win the game. Um, the examples that I can think to use games in my future classroom, I would think maybe for teaching some content, if stuff is difficult to learn, I think turning it into a game can be fun. And then also for review. However, I do not see myself using very much for technology in use for games. I would use more of the games that gets kids up out of their chairs, moving around, doing something physical. When I was in school, we would play a game called Silent Ball, where you had to answer questions and then you would throw this little push ball across the room to one of the classmates, and they weren't allowed to make noise when they caught it, and if they dropped the ball, they were out, and it was fun. And then I remember playing a game called Around the World where can't remember exactly how we played it, but I know we would all stand up, and when you answered questions, you got to move kind of in a circular pattern around the classroom, and your goal was to make it all the way around. And I just think it's a good thing to get kids moving. I think we don't get enough movement a lot of times in our day-to-day life. So anytime we're up out of our chairs, moving our bodies and learning, I think that is a win-win situation. And then kind of where my mixed emotions come in, I think gamification is great, but also I think we have this tendency to always have to have this computer in front of us with bright, exciting pictures and images and sounds. And I think there's a lot to be said for just taking things a little more slow and a little more simple and a little more relaxed sometimes. I think there's a beauty in being able to just sit quietly and read. I think there's a beauty in being able to study by yourself without playing a game. And I think there is a lot of value in being able to just sit and observe without always having this bright screen right in front of you. So, like I said, kind of mixed emotions there. The template I used for my interactive game came from the website called Jeopardy Labs. Super user friendly, easy to use. I emailed the link to myself and then put it right into PowerPoint. I did not have any issues with Jeopardy Labs, but I felt like trying to do my PowerPoint, I had a lot of issues. I've used PowerPoint before and I do feel pretty comfortable with it, but for some reason, this gaming assignment just I kept getting frustrated. I kept not linking things correctly, or I would click on my button and it wasn't bringing me back to where I wanted it to, and I just got frustrated with it. And then even the Jeopardy Labs site, you'll see in my PowerPoint, you just click to the first slide and click on it, and it brings you right there. And I like the way that template is set up, but even in PowerPoint, it just seems really unfinished to me. So I don't know if maybe I just had higher expectations of what the final product was going to be, but using PowerPoint, I just overall wasn't impressed. And unless I practice with it more and maybe have some sort of aha moment, I do not really see examples of ways that I'm going to use interactive PowerPoint games in my future classroom. So, I mean, it was fun to use and I'm glad I learned how to do it, but as is, I do not see myself using it. So yeah, that about wraps up my reflection. Thank you for watching.